It seems like Drake's beef with Kendrick Lamar is really affecting him. Since the beef started, Drake has been looking and acting differently. Kendrick has just shown how petty he can be. Can someone explain why Kendrick not only released a music video for his diss track against Drake, but also had people singing it word for word during his performance on Juneteenth? Unsurprisingly, Drake isn't handling it well and has had a major breakdown over his humiliation. It looks like things are about to get messy because word on the street is that people in Drake's camp are pushing him to reignite the battle. This situation is about to get crazy, so everyone better get ready. I won't lie. The situation between Drake and Kendrick is wild. On one hand, I have to give credit to Kendrick because he has shown he knows how to beef with full intensity. Nowadays, artists often throw stones and hide their hands, but not Kendrick. He said F that and came for Drake with everything he had. To be fair, Kendrick kept things civil until Drake tried to come for his family. From that point on, it was game over. Kendrick stopped holding back and dragged Drake through the mud. I can just imagine Drake somewhere crying and regretting ever starting this beef with Kendrick, wishing he had taken the J. Cole route. Drake is constantly getting torn apart online. He tried to hold his own against Kendrick until Kendrick dropped Euphoria, which ended the battle. At some point, fans were even worried about Drake's mental health because he seemed to be spiraling badly over the situation. So let's get into the drama right from the very start. For those of you who haven't been following it from the beginning, it seems like this drama just blew up out of nowhere and became chaotic, unlike what most people think. Drake and Kendrick's beef has been simmering for ages and keeps getting spicier and spicier. It started in 2013 when Kendrick jumped on Big Sean's track Control and threw shade at a bunch of big names, making it crystal clear he was coming for the top spot. Now, most other rappers knew it was a friendly little shade, and that Kendrick didn't mean any harm at first, but Drake let it go to his ego, and he was hurt, which started the beef between them. In the song, Kendrick said, "But this is hip-hop, and them ninjas know what time it is," and that goes for Jermaine Cole, Big Carrot, Whale, Pusha T, Meek Mill, $1 AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, Tyler, Mac Miller. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you ninjas. While other rappers took Kendrick's taunts in stride and embraced the competitive spirit, Drake took it personally. That's when the drama started heating up, and they constantly threw shade at each other. At first, we thought it was just a bit of friendly competition, but we were big wrong. Things escalated when J. Cole and Drake dropped their song First Person Shooter, where they name-dropped Kendrick, referring to the three of them as the Big Three in rap. J. Cole said, "Love when they argue who the artist MC is. Is it K-Dot? Is it Aubrey? Or is it me? We the Big Three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali." This didn't sit well with Kendrick at all, and he decided to clap back at J. Cole and Drake in his collab with Metro. Boomman, titled like that, said if he walked around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K. He thinks I won't drop the location. I still got PTSD. Mother F the Big Three ninja. It's just Big Me now. To be fair, Drake didn't exactly throw shots at Kendrick, and neither did J. Cole. In fact, J. Cole paid Kendrick a compliment by referring to him as one of the biggest and best rappers. But because of Kendrick's history with Drake, he did not take it well, and threw shade on Metro's song. Now, Metro and Drake have their own tangled history. Metro immediately hopped in on the beef and supported Kendrick. He even threw out a beat, inviting fans to take shots at Drake and their versions of BBL Drizzy. To nobody's surprise, fans immediately jumped in and clowned Drake on Metro's encouragement. But anyways, Drake wasn't about to let Kendrick have the last word, not without putting up a fight. He fired back with not one, but 2 diss tracks aimed straight at Kendrick with push-ups and tailor-made. Maybe he thought he had the upper hand because Kendrick took a while to respond. And to be honest, for a while, it did seem like he had the upper hand. But that changed fast when Kendrick came back swinging with Euphoria, a 6-minute masterpiece of lyrical destruction, and he ate Drake up. Kendrick wasn't satisfied with just one knockout punch. He followed it up with 616 in LA, and let me tell you, he went savage with this one. He spilled some nasty secrets about Drake and his camp, exposing moles and traitors, and painting Drake as the bad guy who throws money around to get dirt on Kendrick. It was messy, and Kendrick definitely got the upper hand with his diss track. Drake tried to get his lick back at Kendrick. Then, because my man wasn't about to look like a coward in front of the world, he dropped another diss track titled Family Matters. We kind of have to give it to him. He tried to hold his own. He called Kendrick out as a hypocrite, making some serious accusations about Kendrick's personal life. For example, he compared Kendrick's relationship with his fiancée Whitney to the messy relationship of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, accusing Kendrick of allegedly putting hands on Whitney. It was a low blow, but hey, all's fair in love and rap beef, right? Well, he also accused Kendrick of being an absentee father, saying, "A son Bobby is. I want to know what Whitney needs. All that puppy love was over in your L. Why you never hold your son and tell him, say cheese?" We could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. Again, Drake did a thing with this because there have been allegations that Kendrick and Whitney's relationship was toxic. Kendrick even admitted to this in his song Mother I Sober on his last album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He said, "Insecurities that I project, sleeping with other women when he's hurt. The purest soul I know, I found her in the kitchen asking God, 'Where did I lose myself and can I be forgiven?' Broke me down. She looked me in my eyes. Is there an addiction? I said no, but this time I lied. I knew that I can't fix it. Pure soul, even in her pain, she cared for me." Plus, there are reports of Kendrick allegedly putting hands on his fiancée, Whitney, but he denied these allegations. Other certain things out there were shocking. There was a story about him, and I was like, there's no way this is true. Yeah, when they said he was in Vegas and beat some guy bloody. This is what happened. There were accusations made against some female, and they claimed to have evidence and everything, but I never heard anything about it again. It's foolishness, and the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard. I doubt it, and whoever made that up owes an apology not to me, but to the women who actually go through abuse. You get what I'm saying? That's a real issue. To drag someone's name who stands for something better, who was raised better, is not cool. There are people who really get abused, women who get abused and stay silent. So I thought if that happened, there would have been a police report and an arrest. It's foolishness and highly ignorant. When you hear things in the news about artists, some stories are believable, but this one was not even close to fitting your character. You'd be in jail. You can't run from that. Money can't buy freedom in such cases.
There's certain things too now. There was a shocking story about you, and I was like, there's no way this is true.
Yeah.
When they said you were in Vegas and you beat some guy bloody and you did something to some female, and they said they had evidence and all of this, and then I never heard anything about it again.
Yeah, because it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff I've ever heard made up.
I was like, Kendrick did that? I doubt it.
And you know, that person who ever made that up owes an apology. Not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get abused. You dig what I'm saying? That's a real issue, and to be putting a person name that stands for someone way more better, that's been raised way more better than that. That's not cool. There's people out there that really get abused, and there's women out there that get abused and don't say nothing. Live their lives with it. So
because I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there'd have been a police report. You would have been arrested.
That's foolishness. That's ignorant. That's all ignorant. 100%.
When you hear things in the news, certain things I believe about artists. That story, I didn't even think that was remotely close to your character at all.
You be in jail, man. We put you on that.
Drake's song brought back those rumors and even started new ones about how Kendrick's kids might not be his and could be his manager, Dave Freeze. Fans quickly believed this because Whitney follows Dave on Instagram but not Kendrick, and Dave is always commenting on her posts about the kids. It raises eyebrows for sure. Drake knew what he was doing with that, and it was a clever comeback. Hit Kendrick right in the feels. The track was a spicy little clapback, but before he could even enjoy the reactions, Kendrick hit back with Meet the GAOS. It was like Kendrick had been waiting for the perfect time to spill Drake's tea, and Drake practically served it up on a silver platter when he brought Kendrick's fiancée and kids into the beef. In Meet the GHS, Kendrick did not hold back. He went after every single member of Drake's family and exposed Drake for some seriously shady behavior, painting him as a creep. Every diss track Kendrick drops just adds fuel to the fire, and even though Drake fought back as hard as he could, Kendrick somehow managed to get the upper hand. He even name-dropped Drake's mom, saying, "Sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy. Now listen, your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think men just like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get effed up in the cell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualizing them with a king of an info fetish crew facial hair because he understood being a beard just fit him better. I got sex offenders on hobo that he keeps on a monthly allowance, and a child should never be compromised, and he keeps his child around them. And we got to raise our daughters knowing predators like him are lurking." This was another major clapback because it built on the existing whispers of Drake's shady behavior around girls like Millie Bobby Brown. She was just 14 when she mentioned how she and Drake were texting a lot, and he was giving her advice about boys. That gave people the creeps because Drake was a grown man in his 30s who was talking dating with a 14-year-old. Raised a few eyebrows and sparked conversations about appropriate boundaries. Tell me about your friendship with Drake. How did this all come about? I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's really so fantastic. He's a great friend and a great role model. We just texted the other day, and he said, "I miss you so much." I replied, "I'm so excited, yeah. What advice does he give you? What does he say about boys? Does he help me? Sure, he's amazing. I adore him." You know, that stays in the text messages.
What about your relationship with Drake? Tell me about your friendship. How did this all come about?
I love him. I met him in Australia, and he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day, and he was like, "I miss you so much." I was like, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited. Yeah.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
Yeah. He's great. He's wonderful. I love him.
What's his advice for boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
And let's not even talk about how, on stage, he kissed a 17-year-old fan who told him she was 177. That's going to get me carried away again. I get troubled about __. Like this, "What's your age? Oh, please don't. I can't go to jail just yet, dude 17. Why do you have such a prominent appearance? This is fine, but pay attention to 17. I'm not sure if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun, and I want to thank you for the how your breast feels against my chest."
So y'all gonna have me get carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you? Feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feel against my chest. I just want to thank you.
You know, there have been rumors that Drake hires individuals only to assist him in picking up chicks, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Everything I'm going to tell you is real, and I got this information from a member of the crew on Drake's tour. The individual responsible for all the technical work informed me that Drake employs someone whose job is to scout the city for exceptionally attractive women. This employee finds these women, interviews them, and selects the one he deems the best. He then drives her to Drake's place, where Drake has sex with her before driving her home. Essentially, Drake has his own private version of Tinder.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, everything I'm about to tell you is 100% true, and this information came to me from one of the crew members on Drake's tour. This was the guy who did all the tech stuff. And he told me that Drake has an employee whose job is to go around town looking for super hot girls. He finds the girls and then he interviews them. And out of all the girls he interviews, he picks the one that he thinks that is the best. Then he drives her to Drake's place. Drake has sex with her and then he drives her home. So basically, Drake has his own private Tinder.
Now, to be clear, there is no evidence to suggest that Drake engaged in any improper activities with these women while they were underage. Multiple women have come forward to assert that Drake never acted inappropriately towards them, despite the circulating rumors about him. Nevertheless, Kendrick didn't require any proof. He merely needed to amplify an existing rumor, which caused fans to go wild. As if that wasn't bad enough, things escalated when Kendrick released another diss track, They Not Like Us, which went even crazier than the previous one. He used Drake's house as the cover art for the song. Shortly after Kendrick dropped the track, Drake's house in Toronto was shot up. People claimed it was Kendrick's fault for posting Drake's address, but Drake's address had been public long before Kendrick started dissing him, so it couldn't be definitively blamed on Kendrick. This situation became a chaotic mess, as They Not Like Us turned out to be a massive hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Kendrick also performed this song during his June pop-out show and concert, where he performed They Not Like Us 6 times, while the crowd sang along word for word. By they way, y'all, Kendrick was petty as up, and that's more than enough to tank a person's mental health. What do you think these thousands of people singing a diss track 6 times does to somebody? It's wild. But it gets worse because Kendrick dropped a music video for They Not Like Us a couple of days ago, and it got more than 30 million views in 3 days. He also included a shot of him, Whitney, and their kids walking, which immediately shot down the allegations that he treated Whitney badly. The family matters, the truth matters, his God show.
The family matter and the truth for the matter, it was God's plan to show you out of the liar.
At this point, fans were starting to feel bad for Drake because Kendrick just kept eating him up. Plus, Drake has been hinting for a while that his mental health isn't exactly in the best space, like when he posted this video on his Instagram stories. Mrs. Maybe I Do, but when you die, will people know? I know there will be a lot of memories of me by a lot of people, many who hate me even, so a person needs to live with that.
Purchase your tracks today. And I know there will be a lot of messages to me by my people. Many who pay for even so. A person who's there. The monster was born.
But there's even more, because pictures of Drake and Michael at a party a couple of days ago went viral, and this man looked stressed out like he's not getting any sleep. According to several insiders, Drake hates the situation and it has him stressed. Thanks to Kendrick, he has been getting an insane amount of hate in the past couple of months, and he thinks that Kendrick is taking things too far and not playing fair by humiliating him. But you know the fans. People have been commenting, saying things like Kendrick had Crips and Bloods shaking hands and dancing to his music, and calling Drake a PDF file in front of an entire audience of screaming fans. There's never been such a complete cultural victory before this. This is on a genius level of hating. Kendrick has really got Drake looking stressed and old. Leave Drizzy alone. Whoever said, think of the messiest person you know. It's a man, isn't it? never spoke truer words, because Drake and Kendrick are acting like some messy, catty people, and I love it. But do y'all think that Drake can really make a comeback after all this? Or do you think he is done and needs to accept defeat in this beef? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then check out this next video.